Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome back to another Watch Your Realms video. So we're with the third hero showcase here. It's gonna be Lady Mina. The caveat here is that I've heard that there are a lot of bugs with her at the moment, with how her kit works. Also, her intro video is not working. The developers have said that, do not show it until it's complete, so we just wait for that. But in terms of design wise, I think this is probably like one of the most intricate unit designs we have in the game. We even have a mirror at the back with Count Dracula just standing behind. I think the intro video does reveal why this happens, like why there's all this at the back, but yeah, intro video is broken, so can't really show that. But she is in a very unique in terms of faction distribution the game right now. Piercer Northerner, I don't think we ever had this combination, and she is also a mage. I don't think we ever had a mage in the Piercer faction for sure, and definitely not in the Northerner. Yes, we have a lot of mages, but yeah, I think having that Piercer combination is just very funky. And you can see her attack range here is actually the Maori attack range. So she can attack at the back. The question now then is when she does the extended range, is it just going to go forward? My guess is that's likely going to be the case. It doesn't make sense for it to go backwards as well. But yeah, you can see right off the bat, very weird kit because she only has an attack maxed out at 2.3k. So it's going to be like a Teocheon situation where there's something in her kit that's going to affect the way that she works. We'll see that in a bit. Other than that, nothing too crazy. She does have a pretty low attack interval at 2 seconds. And you'll see why that's the case, especially with the fact that she has a very low base attack. So yeah, that's Lady Mina. Right off the bat, you know that something is off about her in terms of just the base attack, so you know she's gonna have a pretty unique kit. So skills wise, basic attack can inflict blood sigil. What does this do? It's just a sigil inflicted by her. What it does, we'll probably find out later in the kit, and this cannot be dispelled. And then we also have slow on the target, 50% slow. I think that's Maori levels of slow. It's 2.5 seconds, so as long as she's attacking a target, that's just going to be perpetually a slow. And every 5 basic attacks can trigger an enhanced basic attack, dealing 100% AoE damage up to 5 enemies, and inflicting blood sigil and slow on them. It's the exact same thing, just that in the AoE attack, you're going to do it to 5 enemies instead. So if you look at her attack here, you can see very obviously she only does damage to 1 enemy. So the way for her to actually, do multiple slows at once is to trigger this. And I think that's why the attack interval comes in handy. 1 second attack interval, she's essentially going to be dishing out slows 50% of the time, given that the slows only last for 2.5 seconds. And it's not going to be as consistent as like Mari, for example, where she can attack multiple targets. And the other thing to take note here is that she restores 20 extra rage for every 5 basic attacks, which means 4 extra rage for every attack that she does, on top of her existing regeneration, so you know that her kit is going to be built around her ultimate with just this in mind. And then first passive, her enhanced basic attack and the Phantom Count Dracula deals damage to enemies, inflicts vulnerability of 25% on them. So the effect duration is 3 seconds, but I don't think that really matters. If we're talking about Count Dracula mode, you will know why in a bit. But basically, the extra vulnerability that she gets every enhanced attack, that's gonna have like a 60% uptime, given that she can do 5 attacks every 5 seconds with a 1 second attack interval. So it's not gonna be 100% uptime, but it is still good enough. Then last passive, during the ultimate, she gains 50% of the current attack of the ally with the highest attack in the field. So it doesn't matter whether or not she's in range and whatnot, and damage dealt by the Phantom Count Dracula and that allied hero to the enemy inflicted with blood sigil is increased by 30%. So it means that whatever unit she's, gaining some of the attack from, they will get a 30% damage increase, especially in things like single target content. But given the fact that, she actually does damage to 5 enemies at one go, I think that the 30% is also going to benefit in areas like, AoE content. You need AoE marksman combined with her. They're going to do quite a bit of work together. And ultimate, Eternal Darkness, when the ultimate is triggered, continuously inflicts blood sigil and immobilized state on up to 10 targets in range. You can see the range right here is quite a funky one. It's basically Alien's range but on steroids, and does up to 10 targets in range, and then she transforms into the Phantom Count Dracula, dealing 220% piercing damage one time up to 5 targets every 2 seconds. And the ultimate duration is very short, it only lasts for 10 seconds, so she's just gonna do 5 of these big hits. But if let's say you're looking, at like inheriting attack from like an Ardea, for example, I think she's gonna hit pretty hard. Like Lady Mina is gonna be hitting pretty hard in those particular cases. And the rage price is pretty high, it's at 900, so 20 rage regen for every 5 basic attack launches, actually not that much when you take the cost into consideration. I'll talk more about that later. And she has 2 bond skills. My guess is that one is from Black Dracula, and then the other one is from Count Dracula. So the Crimson Oath is enhanced. What is Crimson Oath? That's going to be this one. She's going to gain 20% of the current crit damage on the ally the highest attack as well. So for instance, most of the crit damage you are getting 350%. The 20% is just going to be 30% extra crit damage. And do bear in mind that you can build her with crit damage as usual. She's just going to steal even more of that and also get extra attack from the ally there. And then the second passive, Enhanced Basic Attack triggered by talent, can be triggered 2 times consecutively. So it means that this 100% AoE damage is going to be triggered 2 times, but given how low her base attack is, I don't think that's a very huge impact. Because it's going to trigger 2 times consecutively, so you're not really refreshing the stacks by much as well. Because right now there's a downtime, especially with the vulnerability for physical damage. So I think that consecutive trigger doesn't really do much in this case. Alright, Awakenings A0 during the ultimate, Phantom Dracula's attack range increases. So I'm not sure what that means, how far it is. And it doesn't show the... I tried doing the ultimate and the range doesn't really show a difference. I'm not sure what's going on, but what's big here is actually the attack interval reduction by 30%. I think that's huge. And then A2, that's cost reduction. We actually didn't cover her cost, but it's pretty low from my recollection. It's at 14 costs. So A2 is going to bring it down to 12 costs, which is going to come in handy for areas like Arena, but the problem is, can she even do enough damage to, do any work there? And then A3, basic attack hits 3 targets simultaneously. The basic attack deals damage to enemies, it restores HP equal to 2% of the max HP to the hero. In my opinion, this is a pretty big awakening because we just mentioned that, right? The vulnerability having some downtime. When Lady Mina gets to A3, that's basically going to eliminate that problem. You're always going to get that physical damage vulnerability. You're also going to be getting a lot more of the AoE damage, which is going to be doing a lot more slows. But the problem here is that it doesn't benefit in the ultimate. The ultimate is at a fixed interval. Every 2 seconds, she will do an attack. So this may indirectly help that by giving you rage faster. Because instead of doing every, you're basically going to get way more rage. 3 times more rage. No need to do the math here because it's like 5 hits, 20 rage, but if 1 hit becomes 3 hits, then you're just gonna get 3 times more rage than usual. And you also get some lifesteal, but I don't think that's really important in this case. And then A5, extra rage regen makes sense because she is looking like a support unit so far. And then A5, when the enemies inflicted with blood sigil die, they provide energy to Lady Mina, and each stack of energy increases her attack by 4%, up to a 20% increase. So whether this is post-deployment decrease, which it most likely is, even then, I think it only comes in really handy when she goes into ultimate form and still gains attack from her allies there. And she also has an exclusive artifact like all the other collab units. Increases attack by 30%. This is probably going to be post-deployment as well. Upon the death of an enemy inflicted with Blood Sigil, she's going to restore her rage by 2%. Bear in mind, it's not her killing. As long as they have Blood Sigil on her, on the enemy, she's going to get that 2% rage back. But 2% is pretty low, in my opinion. And there is also a cooldown. I think this is one of the exclusive artifacts that isn't looking as good as, the rest right now because of just that cooldown and the fact that she doesn't do much damage on herself to clear things. So yeah, that's Lady Mina. We're going to be doing a lot of testing on her in some areas and most importantly, figuring out how her mechanics work and seeing how much damage increase she actually gets. So yeah, let's get into that. Right, so before we run some tests on Lady Mina, we just want to take a look at some of her mechanics and try to understand that better. So what we're going to try to do is to find out what her A1 does first of all. Because right now the A1 is saying that, you get a increased attack range on Phantom Dracula, which is the ultimate. And obviously the attack interval is going to be big. Because right now the attack interval is at once every 2 seconds, so I'm assuming that with that reduction it's going to be once every 1.4 seconds instead. So yeah, this is the range that we're getting with A0. I've awakened her to A1 here. I don't see the difference here. Could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the exact same range. So I'm not sure what's going on, but let's go in and see whether we see a difference with A0 first. Alright, so A0, let's try putting her here. She's gonna get her basic hits off, obviously. Oh, we do the ultimate here. Yeah, she just doesn't do any damage because it's out of range. And you can see it's that same circle that we were looking at in the icon. It's sort of like a alien-ish, Dolores on steroids range. So let's see whether A1 solves that problem. Oh, we're just getting the exact same damn range. Alright, so we remove the A0 Lady Mina here, and then we'll put the A1 in, and let's see what we get here. Alright, same location here. Let's see if the range expands. Because by right, once it expands to this tile, it will start hitting the ultimate. And no, it's nothing. It's the same exact circle. So I've brought this up to the devs already to see what's going on. Initially, I thought it meant that attack range would increase. So I checked the attack range, it didn't increase. I read again, her ultimate changes her to another form. So maybe we don't see the range, but even with this test that you can see here, we still don't see the increase. And next thing that we want to check out is the hits that she gets. So we have the basic attack inflicting Blood Sigil and slow, and then every 5 you get the enhanced one with slow and Blood Sigil. So we'll also add another unit in to test later that has slow to see how that works out, whether we can see the Blood Sigil difference. Now let's see, we can bring Mari in here. Where is my Mari? Alright, there we go. Okay, let's go in to see what we get here. Okay, do Lady Mina here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be the basic, the special hit. 5. It's gonna be a special hit again. Alright, you don't really see the special hit much, but the annoying thing here is that You can't see the blood sigil as well. You can see the slow at the bottom. That's normally how the slow presents itself. And the physical damage taken thing, that's very common as well. My guess is that it could be this red thing over here, but it's so hard to see. So let's actually... oops. I want to see if we do Mari here instead, whether we get that same effect. And the way that we're going to test this is that we're going to put Lady Mina into ultimate. And she's going to stop her attack out of range. Let's see if the blood sigil still applies. Alright, so we have Lady Mina here, Mari here. So Mari and her both do slow. And let's say we pop the ultimate, she's gonna stop attacking. And yeah, the blood sigil, the red thing disappears. So I'm assuming that's what blood sigil is. But it is very hard to tell. So I think it would be way better if they actually added an icon, even though it does not do anything, because we just want to see if it's inflicted and see if the hits are going off as intended. Alright, so that's the second thing I wanted to test out. The very last thing is actually the ultimate. So, sorry, the A3. So Lady Mina's A3 basically gives her 3 consecutive attacks instead. So in theory, every 2 attacks are gonna get you that special attack that she does. So let's see if that works as intended here. Lady Mina in. 1, 2. Where's the special attack? Oh, what's going on here? Let's proc the ultimate, see if it's any different. Maybe I misread it. Two, 3. Yeah, we're still not getting the multi-attack. Something is going on here. This character just seems to be a bit bugged out. Let's see and read the description again, whether we got it correctly here. We do have A3 Lady Mina in, that's correct. Oh, it attacks 3 targets. So we need to showcase it in GVG perhaps. Because it's not against, you know. Alright, so that's the team that we're gonna go with. Alright, that's correct. So we should be able to see that hit coming out a lot more often. And also her passive, the ones that gives rage regen, is basically gonna get that rage regen every 20 hits. So let's go in here now. And we wanna see whether that's working as intended. But she's gonna proc her ultimate, so we might not be able to see that carefully. Yeah, she's gonna do her ultimate here, that's gonna show up just fine. Now we slow things down. Just a special attack. 3. 3. Oh. So it still counts as a single attack. It doesn't actually become, you know, once every 2 hits you get that rage regen back. Let's see if that changes with the rage regen. 1, 2.
The grave is patient. I am not. The grave is patient. I am not.
I'm actually not too sure. I can't tell.
The grave is patient.
Yeah.
I am not.
It doesn't look like it does, because even from the, you know, special hits, it seems like you still need 3 hits to actually get it off. So I'm not sure what's going on here. It seems to not be working as intended. Maybe I'm wrong here. Let's just check out the mechanics again. A3 basic attack hits 3 targets simultaneously. And then the passive here with 5 basic attacks. So it could mean that she needs to attack 5 times to actually trigger it, even though that launches 3 attacks. So A3 is probably just gonna give you more slows if anything, because you're gonna be like a Mari. But other than that, yeah, it doesn't really boost the damage as much as I thought. I was thinking whether the many rage that you get here will work out. But it's very hard to tell because there's many other factors that's affecting the rage as well. And you don't get the visual indicator. So yeah, we'll test it again just to make sure that the A3 works that way before we actually, wrap up this bit, because I think the mechanics are important here to understand what's better for her. Right now, standing where we are, it's not looking great.
My prayers will guide you.
Spiders. Do her ultimate here.
My prayers will guide you.
It doesn't affect the ultimate, obviously. And now she returns to the farm. Okay, let's count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th attack. So now we know for sure. It doesn't do anything. It just gives that extra slow. So that's a big bummer because I thought it would double the rich regen, it would double, the amount of proc she does, but from the way that we're looking at it right now, it's really solely just for, more slows on her basic attacks, and it doesn't benefit the ultimate either, so not the greatest here. Yeah. This is the one where I was a bit confused. I think it's the bond that allows the double trigger, because I was thinking why is it triggering twice? Is it a bug? But yeah. That's the testing that we have to do just to understand the mechanics. I will bring this up to the devs just to understand better what's going on here. And yeah, let's move on to some actual testing. The first thing that we're going to try out Lady Mina in is going to be Arena. It's a very odd team, but we're going to run with it anyways and see where we stand. Lady Mina is A3 here. I wanted to see whether the extra control could help in the later waves. And also the reduced attack interval for the ultimate, I think that will come in handy in some wave clear. And Count Dracula here is more to burst out the mobs. Same logic as we had it in the single target arena. And since anti-air doesn't have the mobs doing any damage, it's perfect for these units to all come in together. Because otherwise, Count Dracula draining health of the units will not be a very ideal situation. Okay, so we'll put all this in. I'm gonna be slightly slower than the team here. There we go.
This night is ripe for mischief.
Cast the ultimate, and that's gonna get us a super fast clear there. I'm gonna put Count Dracula in. And see the ultimate, he can actually clear things as they come out. This is the reason why I think he's actually pretty decent here. He can be useful, I think. A lot of damage here. Alright, now I'm gonna use his ultimate here. It's gonna help us to clear out, I think, the entire wave here. There we go. Clearing it before it moves out. Very neat. Now big problem now is whether we'll find another team that can actually sustain to the later rounds here. I screwed up there. I should have casted Yuri's ultimate. It's okay, we'll just cast it afterwards instead. Yeah, but you guys get the point. If we casted it earlier, we'll probably gotten the ultimates all off in time. Okay, now we have that done. We can go ahead to cast Lady Mina's ultimate here. And see the expanded range hitting the last guy there. And there you go. I'm gonna have the last units coming in here. Yuri's ultimate again. There we go. I'll hope that Corey can clear this in time. So they can survive for another wave there. I'm just waiting for Lady Mina's ultimate to come back here. Yeah, that's gonna be slow here. But my gut feel is that we'll be able to overtake in the next wave. Probably ultimate there. There we go. That's all cleared out, and yeah, Corey's gonna lose here, unfortunately. But I think you guys get the idea. There's potential here, but just from the low cost aspect of things, can get them all down pretty fast. And Lady Mina does decent damage. I actually want to see her in the later waves. Unfortunately, even with A1, she's not extending to the end of the arena. I think that's the problem here. If she actually extends towards that direction, we could potentially use her in a much better manner. And let's see. Okay, we can try against this team. See whether it works. I mean, it's a funky team as well, so see where we get to it. Yuri first.
I'll show you how it's done. This knight is ripe for mischief. This knight is ripe for
I'm not sure why I was spamming the ultimate. It should be the next round. But yeah, Erlang is a bit earlier there.
treat a lady. Slay them, darling.
And there we go. That's the fast clear that we're looking for. Now we get countdown.
Slay them, darling.
And yeah, we'll do the same thing here again. Ultimate. It basically clears out the wave as they move out, which is actually pretty sick. Yeah. It's all done. Now I'll go to the next wave here. And yeah, that's gonna be a perfect clear for us there. And then Count's gonna come out again in the last wave here, but I can see that this team is not allowed to survive. It's not gonna allow us to test this further. But let me see if I can find another opponent here. I can make a more conclusive test of whether this team works or not. Does Destin have an anti-air team? He does, but okay, let's see. He may be BP manipulating. So see if that works.
Watch and learn, kittens. I'll show you how it's done.
Let's along first. Interesting.
Is this how you treat a lady? Slay them, darling. This knight is ripe for mischief.
So because he does along first, it's just gonna be slower than us here. I want a team that does Yuri too, so you know I can see how they differ.
darling.
Drop the ultimate, and that's gonna clear out this very quickly. There we go.
This night is ripe for mischief.
Place Lady Mina down here, and he has Yuri up as well, so maybe a comparable team now.
The grave is patient. I am not. The grave is patient. I am not.
There we go. That's a very fast clear. Because both our Yuris are down now, so that's like the next best option there.
This night is ripe for mischief.
Get all that up. And yeah, we're slightly slower here. But let's see if we can actually clear out the next wave.
Intruders have been marked. All must follow the natural order.
Yeah, we're gonna be slower here. We should have saved Lady Mina's ultimate for this wave earlier.
Submit now or die.
This night is ripe for mischief.
Enter freely and of your own will.
And now I shed
Yeah,
my
that's gonna
skin.
clear faster than him. And now we move on to the last wave.
Listen to them, children of the night. Intruders have been marked. Submit now or die.
This night is ripe for mischief. And now I shed my skin.
I think with that Mina ultimate on levels around 7, with that better timing, I think this could see a lot more potential. I think the point here is that these two units, surprisingly, when paired together, are quite decent. I think the main strength of this team is that the cost is incredibly low. You basically get all your units out before the arbiters and all that get theirs. So the question now is whether it can stand up to their BP, because we did test it on Corey's team and that was on pretty high BP. And even then, this team still worked fine. I'm gonna go for just one final test run. This time around, I want to save Lady Mina's ultimate for level around 7. Then we'll see whether that works out well for us. I mean, essentially, Count Dracula is replacing Erlang here.
This night is ripe for mischief.
Go. Perfect clear. We do Count Dracula. Maybe you do Count Dracula up top, it could be even faster clear, but then you'll be out of Diao-Chan's range. Because at the end of the day, his ultimate covers the ground here, so if you put it here, it's going to cover the portal.
Listen to them, children of the night.
Switch here, and yeah, you're going to see us clear this as they walk out. There we go.
This night is ripe for mischief.
Get the ultimate out there. There we go, slightly faster clear than the other guy.
This night is ripe for mischief.
Every step written in blood.
Submit now or die.
There we go.
This night is ripe for mischief. And now I shed my skin.
Slightly slower there, that's fine.
Listen to them, children of the night. All intruders have been marked.
Okay, I think it's a lot better this time around compared to the last run. And now I'm gonna get Lady Mina's ultimate up again. Gonna proc it.
And now I shed my skin.
And get the ultimate off. I'm a bit late there. Still fine.
Listen to them, children of the night. All intruders
It does seem that Count Dracula focuses on the highest HP units here.
This night is ripe for mischief.
And there we go. That's the last round. So definitely potential there. Timings could be better done, but at this current point, I think that's where she shines. She does that burst for a very short while, but when she does it, she does the job, and then she can actually kill off this air units very well because at the end of the day, she does piercing damage. And damage wise, yeah, I think alright. Nothing too crazy, but you can see it's quite comparable. So yeah, that's arena testing. Now I think we can move on to the next bit, which is gonna be Zerbus Matrix, obviously. Right, the next area is gonna be Zerbus Matrix, where obviously Mina paired with Van Helsing should do some decent work. The problem here is that we are left with a Piercer lot that doesn't really do well here. And you can't use Count Dracula here because during his ultimate he's just gonna get slammed. So that's the struggle with this team. I don't really like Iova here. I don't think he does much, but his lot bonus is insanely good. So this is what we're gonna roll with. Otherwise, you'll be using a Northerner team. So yeah, let's get in and see where we get with this run. So we're gonna do our CC units at the front here. Birds are there. Let's do Van Helsing next. Lula, Nurcha, Leia. I hope that's the right option. Then we do Earlis here. Erlang. Esrain. To Iova here, I think. Now let's see how this works out for us. Oops, didn't click the auto. We were a bit late on the last mob on the corner there. That's why we actually went into Chain Vision in the first level. And as you can see, Lady Mina did a lot of work with the AoE hits here. Oops, Iova died there. I think that's pretty okay because it's not in the range of all the damage reduction units. Ideally, you want Draylen here, but the problem with trying to squeeze in these two pierces is that, yeah, you're stuck with a, dead option. I mean, the alternative is that you use Lady Mina with the Northerner teams instead, and that could work just as well, and we could possibly try that later on. Tank died there. I think this is going to be GG for the run. Not ideal from the fact that we actually don't get AoE damage reduction. So Piercer wise, I don't think Lady Mina is going to shine in this exact setup. So yeah, I'll come back in a bit. We're going to try the Northerners and see how that goes. Alright, so we're back with the Northerner team. So you can see Lady Mina is Northerner. So we're gonna see if this works out better. And the big fix here is that we're adding in Draylen. Because previously we only had, we had no AoE damage reduction. We only had normal damage reduction with just Tallulah. So let's see if this team works out. It's 2 DPS on its side. And we do have Iova in a wasted slot there. So it could work out better. It could possibly be worse. Let's see where we get to with it. I'm gonna do Lady Mina here. Adeya. And then let's do... Those placement is a problem here. We'll do Durza here. Leia here.
I will seal your wounds.
Nurture. Raylin, Elder. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's see.
Stay close, you fools.
Let me be your shield. Every step written in blood. My prayers will guide you.
A symphony of light.
My
Same problem as before.
My prayers will guide you.
Yeah, placements could be a lot better. I need to see Durza's range. Best way to do it.
I need your blood.
My prayers will guide you.
You can see once she gets her ultimate, oh, she does pretty good damage.
A symphony of light.
I forbid your death.
My prayers will guide
I need your blood. I forbid your death. Brace yourself.
Nature's blessings.
you. My prayers will guide you.
I need your blood.
Reap the pain you sown.
Gets her ultimate off. So do massive chunks of damage there.
Your death.
Nature's blessings.
Problem is just really nurture a bit slower on the left side, the right side here.
Assemble the entrails. Let's begin.
Feel the flames.
And what I possibly do is Leia Durza facing down this middle lane. We'll switch that later on and then see if that helps. Because right now this lineup is pretty crappy.
Feel the flames.
I forbid your death.
My prayers will guide you.
A symphony of light.
Left side with Lady Mina is clearing just fine. I mean, there is Ardea too. Yeah, the damage is not too far.
A symphony of light.
My prayers will guide you.
I forbid your death.
Feel the flames. My prayers will guide you.
A symphony of light.
The Brilliant ultimate saved us there.
I forbid your
Northerners is definitely stronger than Pierces here.
Every step written in blood.
I forbid your death.
My prayers will guide you.
Yeah, Lady Mina still keeping up pretty well here, 320k damage. Very decent.
I forbid
Our problem is that a chain fusion is going to come out again soon. We might not be able to survive it. Our nurture has no ultimate.
I forbid your death.
Oh, still survive. Don't know how. Probably the Drillin. But yeah, timer is almost up. And we're almost at 40k damage here, so much better run than the Piercer run for sure. And Lady Mina doing surprisingly well here at 40 million, 400 million damage. It's falling slightly short of Ardea, but I do want to mention out a point, which is that Ardea has one of the highest base attacks in the game. And I think that's who Lady Mina is supposed to be paired with. Compared to pairing her with any other piercers who have very, very bad damage, I think having Ardea on the field just changes her damage very significantly. So let's do the same run again, but this time around, I'm gonna do a better placement on both on both Durza and Leia, and see if that helps in terms of damage. Do Adea again.
Blaze begins.
And to Lula.
My wings are your shield.
And next we have Slay Mina.
You summon me? As he once did.
Those are at the back.
I will put them to the knife.
Nurture probably. Oh, Nurture at that position earlier was that it kept missing the last unit on the side. Let's hope that isn't the case again.
Behold the might of the law. Stay close, you fools.
Let's see.
Enter freely.
Reap the pain you've sown.
Very nice. We cleared out that round. Open the stats chart again.
My prayers will guide you. Feel the flames.
I
Go.
your death.
My prayers will guide you.
Oh, how did Adea die then?
Your blood.
Restart the run. It could be the lack of heals.
The blaze begins.
We'll do Leia here instead.
Will seal your wounds.
Need Mina.
I will put them to the knife.
They want to fight. Let's make it legendary.
If they stand against us, then let them fall.
Let me be your shield.
Stay close, you fools.
Let's see if this looks better.
Enter freely. And of your
Reap the pain you've sown.
Leia's ultimate still doesn't reach. Does it reach the guys at the back?
The song of life.
Okay, it does now, so that's good. So we need that extra rage regen, whatever amount that we can get.
Written in blood.
So this is killed off. See if we get enough damage to play out this wave.
Feel the flames.
Every step written in blood.
Reap the pain you've sown.
The good thing about Zerbus is that you do still hit the boss, so that's how Durza is still managing to get his ultimates and all that out. Even though he's not facing any of the mobs at all, and they're not in his attack range for sure. Alright, this time around I'm gonna get Lady Mina's ultimate up in time. That's gonna help so you can see. Just clear out the waves like crazy here. There we go.
I forbid your death.
And the Durza damage reduction and inspiration is coming in very handy here.
My prayers will guide you.
Another wave.
Written in blood.
Chain Fission again. Kill that in time. And Lady Mina gets her ultimate up again. Even get the Durza ultimate here. So do slightly more damage there.
Feel the flames. My prayers will guide you.
Oops, Lady Mina attack there. Then this run is botched. There won't be someone to actually hit the units on the side. Let's do one final run. Otherwise, I think that 40k run was good enough to show you guys at least how good this team could potentially be.
I will put them to the knife.
How we do Nurture here, facing the side.
Fight. Let's make it legendary.
If they stand Let them fall.
Let me be your shield.
Enter freely and of your own will.
I forbid your death. My prayers will guide you.
Every step written in blood.
I need your blood.
Reap the pain you've sown.
I forbid your death.
Feel the flames.
I need your blood.
Reap the pain you've sown.
I forbid your death.
Well, so far.
Written in blood.
And we get the ultimate lining up nicely. It is a very short ultimate, but I think it's just nice for the
Will guide
Zerbus matrix here. Especially if you hold it instead of doing an auto ultimate like I'm doing now. That'll definitely yield a much better run, but for just this test, I don't want to go into the specifics too much.
you. I forbid your death.
I need your blood.
Ah, Lady Mina died again there, unfortunately. The run's not gonna go as it is, but yeah.
We shall weather this.
I think that 40k run was probably the best run I have personally ever done in any formations, and I'm surprised that Northerner is way better here now, especially with that set of units there. For sure, there could be some replacements here, there could be better units that comes along. I could use a better tank, for example. I could use Brook here instead, but I think Ezreal does just fine because we did manage to actually survive with him all the way to the last round, so very impressive damage coming out from Lady Mina here. I am quite surprised by it, but yeah, move on to the last bit.
And
That's the test for Lady Mina. I think there are some things that, you know, could probably be done better that we've mentioned about across the whole video. But let's talk about her in general for now. I do like the design. I think this is one of the first few units where we have a rare design where, you know, she basically doesn't do much damage on her own. She needs to rely on a strong unit to actually buff herself. And in this case, I think her Northerner faction is screaming to me, you know, use Ardea with her. Because if you saw in our video where we're testing her with, you know, Ardea, she just absolutely shreds that stage. That side of the map. So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential here, but there are some changes that I want to talk about. Firstly, the A1 during the ultimate, they say that the Phantom Dracula's attack range increases, but we don't see that range. If you watch the mechanics bit of my video, you will have seen that we tried to test it around, but we just didn't see that range increase. But I do think that the attack interval is a big thing here. It's a big awakening because from 2 seconds per hit, you're gonna go down to 1.4 seconds. And then A2 extra cost, that's fine, but A3, this is quite a big one as well, if they update it. Right now it's saying that basic attack hits 3 targets, but you still need 5 different attacks to actually hit the Rage proc, as well as to unleash her special attack. So it doesn't become 1 special attack every 2 hits, it's actually still 1 every 5 attacks. So all the utility that comes from A3 is just her being able to slow 3 units instead of 1 at any given point in time. Is it useful? I don't think so. I think A1 is the bigger one here. So I'm glad that, you know, her A1 is the better awakening. But if we could change and update that, I think that would be nice. Or even make it such that the 3 targets here applies during the ultimate as well. So she does 3 different hits of that 220% piercing damage. A4, Rage Regen, A5, I think this is pretty big. It just gives her a straight up 20% increase, and this sounds like post-deployment attack increase. So if you couple that with the attack that she steals off Ardea, it could be a very big awakening, because at some points in time during the Matrix run, I was seeing Lady Mina do 1.5 million hits every time she goes into her ultimate, so that's crazy, that's nuts. I think there's some changes that can be made there, some improvements. I think with the ultimate as well, perhaps we could increase the duration. I think even for just 5 seconds, that's gonna work a lot better. If you don't want it to be that long, then maybe reduce the attack interval further so that she can be more useful. I think in Zerbus Matrix, timing is very important for her, just due to how short the ultimate duration is at the moment. But I think she's a fun unit. The question now is, whether or not we can update the A1 to show how much of a range increase there is, and also A3, whether we can update that so that every 2 attacks can proc her special attack, and also most importantly, give her much more rage regen than what she's getting now. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video for Lady Mina. This is gonna be the last hero of the series, so I don't know if they will do any reworks, because the dev contacts have spoken to me to ask for my feedback, and I've given some of them. Hopefully they take some of that into consideration and make some changes, because these heroes look amazing, but some of their kits just fall off quite a bit. I mean, they're not bad units, but we really wished that for a collab unit, they could make them way stronger than what we see at the moment. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you have any more questions in the comment section below. Maybe if we get enough questions, I'll compile a video answering all of those. But yeah, that's gonna be it. See you in the next one. Goodbye.